Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. This is Adwukta.
This is Merps. We're talking classes now. We got through all of the neutrals. We're going to break it down class by class, go through the cards, tell you what's over bucketed, what's under bucketed, etc.
This is Boomsday card review, part 7. And
Yes.
we have just gotten to class cards. So let's get a move on. All these are going to be 15 minutes. Flat cutoff. It's like the Oscars. We're going to play the music. We're going to leave. Landscaping.
Landscaping. This is a 3-mana spell, and you summon 2/2/2 Treants. Look, this is a card that is within the second bucket. It's okay.
It's on the lower end of it, but it's like
It's
fine.
definitely on the lower end, right? You might take it sometimes. It's like passable for a 3-drop, but I will say you're gonna find yourself taking like other cards more often than
way
this
more
one.
often.
Yeah.
If you need Treants, though, it's a pickable card.
Yep.
It's not fancy. Tending Tauren, second card, also the second bucket. Why, Blizzard? Why? This was such a good card. I was so looking forward to playing this card and getting some Treants and like giving all my minions +1/+1. And then Blizzard goes and puts it in the freaking second bucket. This is like not even third bucket, probably. I think it would fit best in the fourth bucket. You can get away with putting it in the third bucket, but like second bucket, too high. Which is a pity, because I want to play with this card, and now I'm never going to pick it.
It's a good card, right? Like, once again, doing the thing that we shouldn't do, evaluating cards in a vacuum. It's good. Like, the effect is good. It's a cool card, but second bucket, you're asking for a real like cost here, right? You're passing up some really, really good cards to draft this.
Like, it has the stats, right? It's got like, I don't know, how do I add like a 7-8 altogether worth of stats, right? That's pretty good. But it's split up in like a pretty terrible way for 6 mana for your 6-drop. And the other choose one ability, like you can see it, right? Give your other minions +1/+1 is being valued at about 3 mana, which is fair. Which is why when there was a card that was 1 mana, give your minions +1/+1, it was like, what? Let's always pick Mark of the Lotus. This is now what Druid does. They've learned. Okay. Let's go on. What's the next card?
Next card is Dendrologist.
Oh crap, we're in the fifth bucket already? Come on, Blizzard. You had those 2 cards and you couldn't put any of them in the third or fourth bucket. You had to put them both in the damn second.
I know you're angry. Anyways,
bad Blizzard. Bad Blizzard.
We talked about Dendrologist previously, but we're in the fifth bucket now. Dendrologist is a 2 mana for a 2/3 with Battlecry. If you control a Treant, discover a spell. This is a card that you should heavily consider taking because it is under bucketed in the fifth bucket. Now, you're not going to have Treants that often, so it's not going to hit super often here, but vanilla, like vanilla statted body.
With
and
an
when
upside.
it does, with upside, and when it does hit, man, Druids have really good spells.
Yeah, you get to discover one. You're not even drawing a random one.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just a good card. Like huge upside, and even when you don't take it, it's fine. This should definitely be higher.
Yeah. So just so you know, we rate this card higher than Tending Tauren or Landscaping. So, okay, Blizzard, put them 3 buckets apart and get them in the wrong order. Fine. So you take this, you don't take the other 2, right? You could take the other 2. They're not terribly misbucketed. All of these should be like in buckets 3 and 4, really.
Yep.
Okay, next card is a Gloop Sprayer. Gloop Sprayer is not good. It is not bad either. It is an 8 mana 4/4. Battlecry. Summon a copy of each adjacent minion. So, like, get a bunch of bodies on the board. That's nice. 8 mana. So you're holding onto it anyway. It's not like you're going to miss out by holding onto it. And even if it just copies one mid-sized minion, it's like a playable 8 mana card, right? So
this is fine. Yeah, like, once again, this is a card that we think is appropriate for the fifth bucket, right? It's not bad, and you can certainly, this is definitely what some people would consider a win more card, right? You can get a ton of stats, or it could be like just really, really bad, unplayably bad, right? So yeah, that's basically it.
Gloop Spray. All right, let's move on to the 6 bucket. 6 bucket, remember, has a offering rate negative penalty to it, so you'll see these cards less often. The first one is Mulch Muncher, which is a 108. I mean, it's a little underbucketed. It's not even that underbucketed. It's 10 mana, 8/8 rush mech. Costs 1 less for each friendly Treant that died this game. So depends on if you got Treants. And the Treants are all a little over bucketed, so you're probably not going to get more than 2 Treants at most. And then it's like an 8 mana, 8/8 rush, which is good, but if you don't get it, then it's a 10 mana, 8/8 rush, which is still totally playable, by the way. Like, and is okay-ish.
Yeah, I think that's a good description of it. Like, it's slightly underbucketed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still appropriate, and you're going to pick it a decent amount. This is like a decent value pick within the 6 bucket. All right, so next card
Is a Dream Petal Florist.
Dream Petal Forest. Found it. Got it. 7 mana for 4/4. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of a random minion in your hand by 7. So once again, this has like sort of a constructed feel like to it, right? And cars that are super techy, super constructed oriented, typically do not do well in the arena. And same thing with this. You have very little control. You don't have a game plan like you do in constructed. It's okay. It's draftable. But this thing, we have it. We think it's appropriately bucketed in the 6 bucket for a reason. It's just not that good.
Yep. That's it for the 6 bucket. This was a 99, so it's like totally normal card. You can play it.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go in the 7 bucket. These are cards that are competing with crap. So who knows? You may have to draft them. They're very heavily discounted in terms of offering rate, which means you're not going to see them at all, barely. Especially if they're epic, like this Juicy Psych Melon. But the Juicy Psych Melon is a 4 mana card, this constructed combo thing that's apparently perfect for Wild. Draw a 7, 8, 9, and 10 cost minion from your deck for 4 mana. I don't really disagree with where it's placed, but it's pretty good for this bucket. Like, if you even draw, like, 2 of these cards, it's really good, because they're really big cards that you're drawing.
It's kind of crazy, right? Like, this is such a constructed card, but the value is so insane that in Arena, I'm just like, right, especially for the last bucket, I'm like, this is a fine pick. This is one of the better cards in the 7th bucket, right? Because what you're drawing is really huge, and it's like you're drawing up to 4 cards, and while you might not have a 7, 8, 9, and 10, if you just draw like a 10 and an 8, or like a 10 and a 9 or something, that's almost like drawing 3 cards, right? Because the size of that is like drawing 3 normal cards, especially if one of them is Ultimate Infestation.
Yep.
So yeah, this is
pickable.
It's stupid how a card like this is viable in the arena.
That's how you know that it's going to be broken in the constructed scene.
Right. Oh yeah, sorry, it can't draw UI because it's only minions. So Ultrasaur, even better. It'll only draw the Ultrasaur. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh.
So one more
and then
card.
Of course I've heard the complaints about the Azalina Togwaggle combo. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with that. All right, Biology Project. 1 mana. Each player gains 2 mana crystals. Now, once again, we talked about double-sided equal effects, but you spend mana and you take a card. Not great. Not fantastic. Bad. So we think it's appropriately bucketed.
So some people would think it's actually a good card. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how good do you think Innervate is, but this is like worse than Innervate. Like, what this is not constructed. You're not building like a huge deck and then putting like 2 of these in your deck, and then like it's not happening. Yeah. Anyway, not unpickable completely, but pretty bad. Like, you got to have really bad options to be using this, and obviously, I would already have a deck built for it before I'm looking at it. All right. Well, that's it for Druid. Got any thoughts before we go on to the legendaries?
No, that's basically it. Druid is a pretty boring class for this expansion. You
Yeah,
know, your value kind of pick is pretty much just Dendrologist
which is a
and
basic 2-drop.
basic 2-drop, nothing sexy. And I understand a lot of the anger that comes from this expansion in Druid, but it's all constructed, right?
Yep. And like, look, all these cards are generally pickable. Gloop Sprayer, pickable. Mulch Muncher, pickable. Like that Dream Petal Florist, pickable. But nothing you're excited about.
Nope.
And your main mechanic that you should be excited about is all these Treons dying and powering stuff. It's just not going to happen in the arena. You're going to get like one Treon card synergy here and there every couple of runs. Okay, so that's Druid. Let's look at the 2 legendary cards for Druid before we cap this off. Well, within 15 minutes, I might add. They're misbucketed, and they are both good for the 3rd bucket, which is where they're in. And let's start with the man himself, Forbiddenness for Loop. 4 mana, 3/4.
Yeah.
Forbiddenness Loop.
Not okay. Okay, go on.
While it's in your hand, this is a 3/4 copy of the last minion you played. So you're copying abilities, battle cries, death rattles, all that stuff. And that's pretty good, even in the arena.
Yeah, it's not bad. You might have to wait a little bit to play it, and it won't be. You won't be copying Malagoses or Hadronoxes.
You'll be copy death rattle, summon a 7/7.
Oh shoot, that's very true. Right. But yeah, this is absolutely fine. It's a good value pick for the 3rd bucket legendaries.
Mm-hmm. And here's sorry, go ahead.
The other legendary, which is Gloop's Glorious Gloop. 1 mana spell. Whenever a minion dies this turn, gain 1 mana crystal this turn only. It's not bad. You can use it. It's a conditional mana gain, right? But it can certainly be good. And as we've seen as well, this expansion is going to be board centric. There's going to be lots of small stuff out there, and it's not just your minions. It's whenever any minion dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you turn this into an innervate? Definitely. And by innervate, I mean you gain 3 mana. Like you pay 1.
The old innervate.
Right? You can definitely turn it into an innervate, and you can turn it into more than an innervate. So, not bad. Especially when you look at the competition it's going up against. These are some really bad legendaries it's going up against.
Yep.
Both value picks.
Cool. That's Druid. We have not a lot of thoughts on Druid, and this is kind of like Witchwood, right? Where at the end you're like, that's Druid. Good luck. Play normal stuff. Enjoy yourselves. It's kind of the same thing. No one's very excited about it. And, that's it from us when it comes to Druid. You'll see us in the next class, which is Hunter, which is way more exciting. So don't worry. Ooh. It's not going to be like this entire 9. We're not going to be like, and Hunter, it sucks too. And Mage, and Paladin. Nope, just Druid. We're starting off on a bum note. We'll lift you guys up. See you guys in Hunter.
Bye.
Nice.
Okay, that's good. We're doing well.
Under time?
We're doing it.